I'm Samantha Brunson, also known as Bobble Clubhouse. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. So today I had the opportunity to chat with one of my favorite crafty humans. We did a little sit down chat right before the launch of Knit Stars because not only am I an upcoming season 10 Knit Stars maker, part of the first Crochet Stars class, but one of my fellow crochet stars is Natalie Thomas, also known as Detroit Knots, also known as one of my favorite humans in this fiber business. I'm so excited to be doing Knit Stars with such an incredible crew of people, but specifically Natalie. Natalie is an amazing Tunisian crochet fiber artist. Really, I'm going to call her that, but she's a designer. She has incredible Tunisian crochet patterns, and I'm so excited for you guys to meet her if you don't know her and to get to know her a little bit better in this, but even better in Knit Stars. Before we dive in, a little bit of housekeeping. You can find all of Natalie's patterns on her Ravelry and on her Etsy. I will link that below. And you can find Natalie's class linked below too. Both of us have affiliate links, and affiliate links are an amazing way to support designers and makers and creators that you love. If you want to support either one of us, that's amazing. I'm happy if you want to support me. I'm happy if you want to support Natalie, but I'm going to include both links below. So both links will take you to the same place. It's just a matter of supporting both of us. All right. And with that being said, I will dive right into our chat. Enjoy. All right, so I just want to know, because this is the first season that Knit Stars is doing Crochet Stars, how did you find out that you were going to be a crochet star, and what was like your initial reaction to that news?
So it was an email from Shelly.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I didn't even think she knew who I was. I saw the original email like on my phone. So I like pulled down from the top of the screen, and I was like, who was that? Knit Stars. I was like, oh, it must be a newsletter or something.
Yeah.
I'll look at
the same thing. I was like, it's got to be a newsletter update.
I was like, I'll look at it in a second, because I do read newsletters when people send them, right? Because I know how it feels when people don't open your emails. Mm-hmm. So I went back and read it, and I was like, she got the wrong person. That's not for me, right?
It's Stars, right?
Me? I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what this is about. And then I was like, instead of my initial why me reaction, it was like, why not me? All right.
I love that. When I first got it, I was just like, okay. And then they're so good about just being like, no, you're in the room for a reason. And I think that part of the process has been really lovely.
It has. And Shelly and everyone else is just like, no, yeah, you. We want you. So it was on purpose.
Without giving too much away, because this will be released after, obviously, the announcement has been made. What can you tell us about your class? What are you teaching and all of the good stuff?
I will obviously be teaching Tunisian crochet. And I really want to dive into like the known history of it, because a lot of it is not known. So just going through the process of doing the research, trying to find as much information as I can. So I can provide a background for it and just why I absolutely love it.
Yeah, how did you get into Tunisian crochet? I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Because it is different, right? It's kind of like a mix between traditional crochet and knitting, but also its own thing.
Yeah.
And
did you start with knitting or crochet? Crochet, yeah.
Yeah. Well, between those crafts, yes, that's what I started with.
Right, yeah. It's just like, which one is your gateway?
But I fell in love with the fabric it could create,
Mm.
and the return pass is just like so soothing. It's very
That's right, because sorry, my brain is not quite there yet. Return pass. So the second,
yeah.
got it. I'm
Like,
obsessed with the items that you have behind you too. I'm already.
all of my shawl babies.
They're really great. So has it been kind of challenging to keep this a surprise or to keep this secret for as long? Because I didn't realize, being on the other side of Knit Stars, how long the process is to build up, even just to release that we are in this upcoming season. Has that been challenging? Because you are so good with being transparent on social media and with your community.
It actually hasn't been that hard. So even though I appear to be fully transparent online, I am not. I think that's the same with everybody.
Yeah.
So there are parts of my life I keep to myself. So it's easy.
I'm such a people pleaser, and we've talked about this offline before. I'm such a people pleaser, and I have such a hard time with balancing like the wants of the community that I'm talking to versus just like finding the timeline that works for me. And you are so good about that. That's something that I really admire about you. Like, how do you do that? How do you tell me your ways? Tell me your secrets.
It's really just setting boundaries, right? In order for this to still be fun for me, which is the number one requirement, I do things when I want to, when I have the mental capacity to do so. But I've always been like that. I set boundaries as a small child. Like, no, I will not be doing that. Thank you.
I love that. That's so healthy. Okay, so you kind of started to talk about this, but you, I believe, started crocheting when you were a kid and then rediscovered it as an adult. Is that true? Okay, so how did you kind of evolve as a crocheter and a maker over the years? What drew you back in to making?
It's actually like really simple and just kind of like boring. I
don't think it'll be boring to anyone who makes.
I needed a Secret Santa gift.
I love it.
So we pulled names at work, and this person asked for a hat and scarf set, and I wanted it to be in like their favorite color, and I couldn't find anything. And then I was like, wait, I know how to crochet. I can do that.
How long had it been since you crocheted?
Many years. many years. And so I was like, I'm gonna go to the store, I'll get yarn, I'll get, some hooks. I knew nothing about gauge, yarn weights, hook sizes, none of those things. Okay?
Just confidence, riding off of confidence.
Bold face confidence. Okay. The hat was tight. Like the fabric was so stiff.
That's so funny.
But I did it and it was fun. Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can make some more stuff. But I think I might need to learn a few things first. So YouTube University, here I come.
So are you more of a process maker or like a finished product maker? Which side of the equation do you like?
I'm not on any side.
Really?
Yeah.
You just like
it's both.
The whole kit and caboodle.
All of it. I love all of it.
Love that. All right. So are there any beginner resources that people can dive into today in order to get ready for your class in the fall? Where would you suggest that they start? Or can they just dive right into your class if they know nothing about Tunisian crochet?
They can dive right in because I usually, even when I'm teaching like the more advanced classes, because I know there's going to be someone in there that's like, I've never done this before, but I want to make this lace.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've gotten into the habit of still going through the basics of things before like diving into like the more advanced techniques. And sometimes people need a refresher, so it helps.
Who's your yarn dyer? I forgot to ask.
Essence of Autumn.
Why did you choose them?
Absolutely obsessed with like just the autumn all year round. Like that's my vibe.
Nice.
And I just love like the saturated colors and just like how they play off of each other. It's just wonderful. And I had never tried it before. And
that's what I was going to ask, if you had worked with them before.
No, just stalking.
Just light stalking.
Just, yeah.
Okay, so you kind of touched on this, but I know that Tunisian crochet obviously is a huge part of your work and will be the class. For crocheters who haven't tried Tunisian crochet yet, what would you say is like the biggest selling point into getting into that craft, other than the fact that it's, fun?
I'm a firm believer that everybody should increase their skills, no matter what they're doing, like trying new things. And so it is new, it is awesome, and people should try it because they're already used to holding a hook. They're already used to working with a hook. And then also it could be that gateway into knitting. I think that everybody should know all of the crafts. So
I find, and you can tell me if you disagree, but I find that especially the older we get, it's harder to go back to being a beginner at something. For us, like when people are kids, they're just like, oh yeah, I've never done this thing, I've never done that thing, I'll just do it. But then like the older we get, it's just like, I don't want to go back to that feeling of like not knowing. So what advice do you kind of have for that? Because I think there's such a missed opportunity when we stick in that spot.
That if you're already creating, like you have the ability to do it,
right?
And you don't have to dive all the way in. Take it one piece at a time.
Yeah, and it's okay to be bad at something at first.
It is okay to suck at first. It's fine.
Yeah, that's just part of it. You've designed a ton of patterns at this point. Do you have a favorite child? I've made that joke to you before.
You know what? My favorite child is always the last thing I did. Yeah.
I'm going to have both of our links to our classes in the description of this. And then I always like to end on just like a very silly question, but what are you currently binge watching or listening to while you crochet?
I don't binge or anything like that.
I love that for you.
I'm weird. I don't really watch television.
Are you listening to any books or audiobooks? So what do you do when you crochet? This is so foreign to me because I'm just like, let me watch the trashiest thing I can possibly watch for like 5 hours. Do you listen to music? Do you just kind of think about other things?
Sometimes I sit in silence. I know that this like drives people crazy. Like, what?
I love it.
Because I'm working on a current project, but I'm probably most likely thinking about the next thing.
Just like planning the next pattern.
Yeah. Or like if I am watching something, it's just like YouTube podcasts, and I'll just let them play in the background.
I love it because I'm just like, let me find a Lifetime movie and like the trashiest, most embarrassing thing and just have that playing in the background. The idea of stitching in silence is
yeah.
I'm really excited for your class. I can't wait I'm planning on doing all of the classes just outside of my own, just to increase my own,
Absolutely.
library. But I'm really excited about this journey. And yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me today, Natalie.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Okay. Mouse.